Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Vintage Solitude. I'm Orion, and we are back with high definition quality from the S22 Ultra. It has been 6 months since I've posted on Vintage Solitude, and why not come back with a special Halloween episode for you all about my favorite thing right now, vampires. And behind me you see Morbius, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the complete series, and Dracula 2000. So Dracula 2000 isn't, the classic Dracula. It's not that good. It's very mediocre. It's cheesy. It's the early 2000s spice that I love. And I got it for like $1 or $5. I can't remember. I got a lot of VHSs for a really good price at the secondhand store, I know, but this is one of them that I knew what I was going in for by the get-go. And I found this out earlier that Comet TV, which is an amazing TV channel, by the way, plays Dracula 2000 occasionally. Around this time of season, October, September, November, that time around. And Comet TV, you can find a lot of stuff. They play Buffy the Vampire Slayer on, like, every day at, like, 7 o'clock. And that's something I knew later on when I found Buffy, which wasn't the first vampire thing I actually fell in love with. That was Underworld. So, the thing about Underworld is, earlier this year, I was practicing gaining weight and exercising. I'm still struggling with that. I haven't been to the gym in a while. Underworld has always stuck with me. Like, ever since watching it on Sci-Fi Network, which it does come on Sci-Fi Network a lot, Underworld is one of the special vampire movies that I just absolutely love. Like, everything about Underworld is what vampires and werewolves and that scary, sci-fi vampire aesthetic that I love. And it's cheesy, it's good, you don't know what's happening, you're just falling in love with the series, you just want to watch it, you just want to just laugh at it maybe, occasionally. All this stuff is cheesy, and it's early 2000s aesthetic. Morbius, kind of a failure. But it's got that vibe, and I love everything vampires, okay? It's been my thing since April of this year. Since I found Underworld, I was exercising, this was on, and that's just how I'm going to remember this series from now on. Underworld is amazing. I have only seen the first two. I plan on watching the rest later. I just haven't gotten around to it. I haven't watched a lot of movies as of recently, other than in the theater. But there's also a game that I do not have on physical, but I have been obsessed with this series called Vampire the Masquerade. You might know it if you're a vampire nerd like me. As of this year, I've been getting into vampires and all that stuff. Vampires just are cool. You get to kill people in those games. It's a very fun time. The story of Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is one of the best stories I've ever played, if I'm being honest, in video games. I haven't played too many video games, okay? Let alone RPGs. I have been obsessed with this game as of recently. This year, I've been playing this game a lot, on and off, of course. But the story of Vampire the Masquerade is one of the best story games you could ever play. You can make your own character, you can do all this stuff. And my character was fierce. It was a little hard, because you have to put skill points into some things that you have to cheat through. And I cheated a little bit in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines because there's only one reason for this. The enemies were super hard, really hard to beat, and you had to turn on God mode to even beat them, because if you didn't, the game's going to be super hard. and there's no way around it. And you have to no-clip into areas because the enemies are so hard. You have to sneak around, get all the key codes by going on the internet, finding the codes out because they don't tell you anything. You could find it out yourself, but if you don't look at your email in the game, you have to go back to your haven and all that stuff. It's early 2000s mechanics. What can you say? Don't complain about it. And that is just the beginning. This is just the beginning right here. Okay? All these movies on physical, I really recommend you get all vampire stuff because vampires, to me, are supernatural. Everything I've been obsessed with recently has been in the supernatural realm of vampires, werewolves, stuff like that. I don't really know any other supernatural things because I haven't been really interested in them too much, but I think as of recently, as of anyone who wants to get into RPGs or, vampires, I would say start with all this stuff. I don't think you would want to spend $30 on Morbius, though, especially Morbius in 4K. I was stupid. I watched this on my phone, or not my phone. I watched it on, one of those websites where you get illegal movies. You stream it, and that's what you do. I watched Morbius that way because I didn't feel like paying for it until I went out to Walmart to buy it for $30 that I had for some reason for gas money, I think. When I was starting to go to work, I had leftover cash, and oh my god, I spent $30 on Morbius, and now I'm cursed with this, the Morbius Blu-ray. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that movie. Morbius is just an amazing character, but they totally butchered him, Morbius in the Spider-Man universe, I watched him in the Spider-Man cartoon. I'll put it on the screen so you get some context. Morbius in the cartoon is much better than the movie. And the comic book Morbius is a lot different than, the movie Morbius. It's just a whole different character, and he could have been portrayed better. But the thing is, I found a wonderful porno song from Morbius. It's the Have Sex, Poop My Pants song, and I love that song. Ironically, it's hilarious. I just listen to it occasionally, every now and then, when I just feel like laughing for a little bit. But yeah, all this stuff. Buffy, I have been really obsessed with this show. I love Buffy, to be honest. She's in Scooby-Doo movies. I don't remember who her name is. I think it was Sarah. That was her first name. But Buffy, this is a whole series. I have only watched season 1. I'm on season 2 now. It's going to take me a while to finish this, but I love watching Buffy. It's a thing for me. Like, vampires and then time travel. I've been super obsessed with Quantum Leap recently. I've been watching the new one as well, and it's a great show. This is a great show as well. They both come on Comet TV, so I know. And then X-Files in between. Like, there's Buffy, then X-Files, and then Quantum Leap. So it's always a good time on Comet TV. I just have to say that right off the bat. But yeah, I have loved season 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't think there's anything on the back. But the soundtrack to Buffy, any vampire movie, any vampire game, especially Vampire the Masquerade, okay guys? Every single vampire-themed movie or game has the most amazing soundtrack. I have to throw it out there. Like, I've found so many grunge songs from Buffy, like Shy by Epperly, this one song by Louis Says, Cold to the Touch. It's not in the show, it's a different song, but I found the band nonetheless. Louis Says, Ballad of Dead Friends, and then the other thing, I believe it was in Underworld. There was a few songs in Underworld that have amazing songs in them. I don't remember any of them. I don't remember anything from these movies, to be honest. I just put it on, watch it. But Vampire the Masquerade's theme songs, like the themes, like, God. The Hollywood theme, Chinatown, the intro theme, obviously the credits and all that, like, it's all amazing. And I just have to recommend all of this stuff because everything I say in this video, I totally recommend you go and buy this stuff. It's really expensive for this. This other stuff is cheap, but you know, Morbius is $30. But still, I recommend everything. Buy the soundtracks as well because they are incredible. Like, every single song in Buffy is just an A+ for me. I kind of unbiased a little bit because I love the 90s songs. Like, everything from the 90s is a win for me. So, yeah. Thanks for watching Vintage Solitude. I know this isn't a typical Vintage Solitude video. I have been a little unmotivated. I'm trying to find out myself than, you know, what you guys want because it's taking me a long time to get hardware for these videos and just getting out there content that is good for the viewer and myself that I enjoy talking about. I hope you enjoyed this. Go watch some vampire stuff before Halloween is over. And, of course, this has been Vintage Solitude. I'll see you next time, ladies and gentlemen, on the next episode of Vintage Solitude. Go check out Super Chill with Orion and these other videos. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.